Before I move on to the next thing, there are many different ways of thinking and talking about Jerusalem. And we've asked Yonatan Blumenfeld to add his voice to the mix. Yonatan is a Yerushalmi, a Jerusalemite, born and bred. He is a screenwriter, a playwright, a musician, and a slam poet who is a 2014 Israeli slam poetry champion and competed in the World Championships in Paris. He is also frontman for the rock band Dirty Fly. His work is inspiring, exhilarating, and absolutely beautiful. Please welcome Yonatan Blumenfeld.
So before I begin, I would like to state that this is very unfair towards me. I'm the first person on the stage tonight who's not a native English speaker, which is highly stressful. You're comfortable with your R's and L's. But my advantage is that my family has been in Jerusalem for 9 generations by now, from every side, which makes me, just put me in the charming local category. All right, so everything I do is charming from now on, you know, my friend. So, another confession, and then I will for sure begin. This is a poem I wrote in Hebrew. When I try to explain my hometown, Jerusalem, to some folks in Toronto, yay, Toronto, and it just didn't work. I couldn't do it. We couldn't find common grounds. And then I wrote this poem in Hebrew, and then ROI called and they said they want it in English. And when ROI calls, you don't say no. So let's try. Thank you, thank you. Thank you. So, how do you explain something to someone? How do you make someone understand? Someone who's not from your hometown, who's stamped from a different land. How do you explain a grown-up's issue to a child, sounds to the deaf, sights to the blind? How do you explain Jerusalem to a stranger's mind? How do you sing Jerusalem? What's the rhyme for such mixed emotions intertwined? Love and hatred breaking like the tide, and she's breaking and burning inside. Burning so hot, going away from me while tied to me in a knot. You know what? Let's try anyway. Why not? Jerusalem is a chocolate cookie to a diabetic. A pyramid, marvelous and epic, built on the back of slaves. A cheating lover you forgave because you simply can't unlove, can't uncuff. No, this explanation isn't good enough. It doesn't work. It isn't broad. How do you explain Jerusalem abroad? Because she's indescribable. She lies under the words, between the songs and syllables, a poetry you never heard, like singing la la la, as in life, or in slila, which means to dive, or laharog, which means to kill, or in ala la 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 la, al-haki ma bishtaglish. How the hell can one describe if everybody sees it through different eyes, and if sounds and images do not suffice, perhaps something more basic like colors. Jerusalem's a green oasis, filled with green life, green of Islam, green of IDF, the green lines sketched on a map, a green slap of envy and aggressions. All right, colors don't work too. Let's try facial expressions. Jerusalem is the eyes closed shut and the mouth open wide. And when you see someone strewn aside like that, tell me, what do you see? Prayer, peace, destruction, death, a deity, perhaps a living proof. Jerusalem is truth that everybody knows. And if you doubt or ponder, my friend, you don't belong. And I don't know a thing. That's why I always feel apart. Yes, I do speak the language, but my accent is so blunt. Yes, I too know the people who died in the attacks. My house was shot at every day. I too have had my stakes. Military funerals, I've been to 2. 5 graves from each other, that my friend is true. Then I went to the army where they taught me truer facts. But it's still the same old city. She's just wearing a different dress. So how can they say they possess the truth? But isn't that your glory? The fountain of your youth? See, in the restaurant I worked at, we were Arabs and Jews who loved each other dearly, but when it came to choose, we chose like foes, covered ourselves from head to toes in a cloak, talit, kafia, baby, everything goes. Cause she shadows as we go down the Via Dolorosa wearing a crown of thorns. Cause from your ashes to your ashes, city, we are your game. Every lover that you had gave you a different name. Cause we are you and you are me, and with an army of stones we cover our hearts. See, that's what the ordinance commands. Because you, Jerusalem, are a fearless dart, beating like an infinite number of hearts, surrounded by a wall of stone so cold, so bold, yet smoldering hot, to warm up friendships, intifadas, crusade, conquests, and whatnot, to forever ignite another peace, another fight, and so on. And it's amazing how a single flake of snow can make her yawn, so pale and bright. How sometimes like a black hole she attracts all the light and leaves nothing for tomorrow. How did you, our deepest sorrow, become our highest joy? Rise up, wake up, sleep in peace, just enjoy. Make amends. And here I stand, asking stupidly, how can I explain you, my beloved city? How can I translate you and then find my way back home? I guess this song was meant for me all along. Thank you.